Whoa. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular, yeah, celebrities. Started with a combo, now the world leaning in. Four vets in the room, let the stories begin. No filters, no scripts, just wisdom and sin. We talk, hustle hard, and the places we've been. From the field to the mic, that growth is the lesson. Turn pressure into presence, that's the real confession. Got the crowd tuned in for the raw and the rare. You can feel the truth breathe through the air. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities. Talk music, talk ball, talk rank and salute. Every topic on the table, every word in pursuit. We the voice for the ones that the world overlook. Turn pain into punchlines, life into the hook. Guess in the chair, we breaking the mold. Every episode's heat, every message is gold. No gimmicks, no mask, just purpose and peace. When the lights come on, that real don't cease. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrity. We ain't chasing fame, we redefining the game. Give light to the name that the system can't tame. Got the people tuned in, cause they feel our lane. It's the voice of the real, not a chase for acclaim. Mic check, then the vibe start to settle for a host. One stage and the truth is the metal. So before that show start, let the beat breathe steady. When you hear that name, just know we ready. Oh yeah, when you hear the name, just know we ready. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Living like no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities.
What up, people? Dang, why I sound like I'm echoing? What's good? Hold on. I'm lost. All right. Clear my voice. Clear my voice. Let me get this. Did I close it? Oh, no, I didn't. All right. Bing, bing, bing. Got everything on and cracking. Let me see. What the heck is that? Check your notifications on another device.
Ooh, your boy is dark.
What? Hold on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on the other computer setup, so I don't have my key lights on this side. I had to get that squared away next time. My bad. But your boy is dark. Dark skin, stand up.
Yeah, you is dark.
Dark skin, stand up. I had a joke, but I'm not gonna say it. My wife would be mad, so I'm not gonna say it.
Hold on.
We got a good show for y'all today, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going through some audio technical stuff to make sure our stuff is squared away. I'm excited about this one. You in the building, put down in the chat who you are, man. Name and status. All you defenders should know what that is. Name and status. Come up with your call sign. If you all secure, come up with your call sign. Man, do I remember when I was a defender, man, young defender, being on post, tired, and I would always get a jump in my chest when I heard that. They were like, Defender control, all post patrols. Go into a status check, come up with your call sign and status. You be like, oh. Because if you miss it, they coming for you. They coming for you, boy. Lima Charlie Tango, what's up? L Brown in the building.
That's
In
really
the
low.
building. That's low?
Uh-huh.
That's good. I can fix that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Much better.
Del Brown in the building. Lima Charlie. For you non-defenders that may listen to this podcast, don't worry. We're going to help you out because it's probably some defender jargon we're going to go into that you be like, what does that mean? Or we can just go home when we get off shift. What do you mean you have to wait till somebody relieve you? If you get off at 4 o'clock, you get off at 4 o'clock. Well, nope, that's not us. That's probably one of the reasons why people did not like being a defender. You just can't go home when you want to. You have to wait until you're properly relieved. And sometimes that doesn't mean when they show up. Because you have to go through a bunch of equipment and you have to go through everything that happened during the shift. And God forbid, if you do not mention everything and you miss something, you can get recalled. What do you mean recalled? I'm off shift. Why do I have to come back? Bro, you crazy. When I'm off shift, I'm off shift. Y'all can get bent. Not when you're a defender. Ain't no such thing as off duty. So if you caught the thumbnail, man, first and foremost, we thank you guys for being here today. I'm your host or co-host, Philly DC, Peace Human Beings. Plus, you have your co-host and engineer, Code 10, Robert Roll. That's what's up, old school defender. You got my co-host Pete here. You got other co-hosts, Jessica Play and Del Brown in the place. Welcome to Unpopular Celebrities. Let's see. I'm eating macaroni and cheese with ice cubes in it. Okay. Hey, you must be in one of those states that's going through a freeze, because we are too. Those who are in Texas and Florida, you would probably agree if I said Texas and Florida should be their own country.
Country.
Why in the world does Texas have freeze overs? It's Texas. We're in the Southwest. So anyway, yeah, we're Unpopular Celebrities. Thank you for being here. This is your first time being here. We appreciate you. Go ahead and hit like, share, and subscribe to all of our other social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, IG. You can catch some of our audio on audio podcasts and Spotify as well. And feel free to drop us a line if there's something you want us to cover and talk about. That'll be of interest to you and other folks. And then we read all messages. Speaking of which, today's topic was suggested by a listener, Sarah Rodolfo. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly, lady. I'm sorry. But phenomenal Matt Sarton, who is a 3F now, but used to be a prior defender before she cross-trained. And she said, let's have a show and talk about why is it difficult to be a defender and why people don't want to be a defender. I said, what a great show. That would be a great topic. And so here we are today. We're going to talk about today, why do folks don't want to be a defender, and what are the pros and cons of being a defender?
I can't wait for this.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm super excited to talk about this because I got a lot of opinions about our beloved ex-career field. Beloved ex-career field. Yes, I have a lot of opinions, and I'm sure everybody else out there has a lot of opinions also about this, but I have not been shy about these opinions. I've always shared them because there are a lot of good and a lot of bad. But there are some good. You know, there's positives behind everything. Devon McCoy, I got beef with you because we supposed to set up a show with UMU.
Trash.
And we never did. And you said, hey, just contact me. We contacted you like 6 months ago. It was back in 2025. That's how long ago it was. Still waiting. Great teams, bad teams. All right. I'm ready to dive right into this however you want to do it. I'm ready.
All right. So before we get started, just to give you some of our credentials so you don't think we're outside of the career field and we're bashing another career field. Full transparency, I myself am a prior defender. I'm still waiting on I'm sorry. Today I'm gonna do it for real,
That's
my brother.
crazy.
I'm sorry.
Oh man, look,
I'm
even Rocky
sorry.
yelling at you.
I'm
That's
sorry. I'm
crazy.
going to do it today for real. For real,
During
for
the
real. I'm gonna do
football
it.
games, we'll see.
Thanks for reminding me. I'm going to do it today. But I have served 32 years, currently still serving 1 month left in the Air Force. And shut up. I'm sorry. Be quiet, Rock. I don't like yelling at my dog. Um, I served 32 years in the military in the Air Force, and I have about 24 years in the security forces career field. I ascended
Jeez.
to the rank of chief, and I did 24 years in the military or in the Air Force. I'm sorry, 24 years as a cop before I ascended to the promised land and did something else. And so, Pete, you want to
Yeah,
share your
so
credentials?
I did 18 years. Well, it was a mixed bag, right? So I did 10 years as security forces. I'm sorry, 6 years of security forces, 10 years as K9, and 2 years FTAC, and then 2 years as a first sergeant. So I'm all over the place, but 8 years as a regular cop, 10 years as the world's greatest K9 handlers, and then 2 years FTAC, 2 years in between that time I was an instructor, so all over the map, all over the map. But we do have our security forces berets. Mine's actually somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. It's in good shape too.
He
When
said
DC
somewhere
finishes
around
my
here.
records, I'll set up the show. All right, thanks, Devon. I'll let him know that we're all waiting on him.
That's
Tony
not gonna make me
Bostic in
move
the building,
faster. Tony
ex-defender
B in
as
the
well.
building.
All right. Devon McCoy said I was 12 years as a defender. People be hating badly in SF. Yeah, they do. They do 12 years. 12 years. That's a long time. And then cross train to something else. That's a long time. All right, go ahead. I'm ready to go. I'm ready
All
to
right,
go.
before we get started, I want to throw out 3 questions to the audience, and feel free to put your answers in the chat. If you're a defender, what made you stay or leave? Would you recommend this career field to someone today? And finally, what's one thing leadership doesn't understand about security forces? Okay, for that being said, let's go ahead and get started. First, let's talk about the reputation of security forces. So, as a defender myself, I'll quickly say I was taught when I first came in back in the early 90s that being a security policeman, because that was the time when we were security policemen, our reputation was highly regarded in the Air Force. We were sharp, uniform looked good, it was crisp, we had good discipline, and we were dependable. And we were always taught, don't confuse your rank with my authority. Full transparency, I didn't want to be a cop. I came in open general. They got me. They said, yo, there's no medical jobs open, but if you want to leave Philly, easiest way to get open general. I was like, yo, am I going to get the job I wanted? Well, only if you get open general. When you get there, you'll be able to pick any job you want because then you're open to everything versus medical. I was like, sign me up. Next thing you know, I'm a security policeman. Over to you.
Yeah, that was a quick synopsis. I didn't want to be a defender either. I actually wanted to be personnelist, which is weird because that's the squadron that I was the first sergeant for. But that's what I wanted to be. But the delayed enlistment program was like 3 months long. So of course my recruiter was like, I could make you a defender ASAP. Or I'm sorry, I can get you in the military ASAP if you just want to be security forces. So what did they show? And I'm sure they had it. You might have been in the video, the security forces recruiter video. Yo,
I might have been in the video.
yo, this thing
That's
had
up.
ATVs, helicopters, shooting all kinds of guns, throwing grenades, shooting RPGs, like going to war, Russian rolling. Like this thing looked legit. And you ride around in a police car. It looked legit. So I was like, okay, cool. He said, yeah, once you get in, you'll go ahead and do that. Yes, we ain't want DC drawing blood. What? Oh,
What?
because he said medical personnel's got to read. They saved you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they didn't say that, but I qualified. My ASVAB score qualified. Hater. So anyway, they were like, we can make you a cop. So I said, all right, let's do it. He said, yeah, you can just go in. You have the scores. In 3 years, you can cross train. So I said, all right, bet 3 years I could do that. 18 years later, still a cop. Go ahead. That's my story.
18 years and still a cop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna have to put my dog out, man, because you tripping. You tripping.
Rocky trying to
You
tell about
tripping.
cops.
Yeah,
Hey,
you tripping.
so,
Hold on. Hey, go ahead, continue. Go
yeah,
ahead.
so I mean that's pretty the good thing about my journey, I had nothing but good bases. I have never been to a security base. I have never been to a missile base. So I have no idea what that life is like. And everybody says you're not a cop until you do that. Well, I must not be a cop because I've never done those before at all. As Philly gets out, I'm not sure if he froze himself or if he's frozen because he looks crazy right now. So when he comes back, I'll make sure I tell him he's frozen. The doodling, yeah. For real. How do you think of these things? The doodling. All right, so yeah, so I had nothing but good bases. My first base was overseas, so that was good, and we didn't wear gates, so that was good. The second base was stateside, and that's why I was like, oh, F this cop BS. I deployed twice while I was overseas in 3 years, so everything was good. And then I came stateside, and I realized what a gate was. I realized that a senior airman wasn't ish because we had nothing but masters leaving flights, techs being mass sergeants, and everything else. DC looks like Lovey Smith.
Y'all got jokes.
Yo, you're
got
like
jokes.
pixelated right now. Like you're going.
I am?
Hopefully, it doesn't mean that our programs have got about to crash because that's always what happens.
All right, let me check.
No, you're
something.
good. You're
Keep
good.
going.
Don't move nothing. You're fine now. You're just dark.
Yeah.
God, dog. It's all good.
He said I'm just dark.
You can turn on the light in there. Don't you have the light up
The
top?
light is bright up there. It's not on my
That's
face.
hilarious. All right. What's good, brothers? I pray that y'all are doing well. Hey, everything's well. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate you always coming and checking on. All right. I will let you go after we read Tony Bostic. The most misunderstood career field in the in the Air Force that requires an incredible amount of resilience and mental toughness. Definitely not for the mentally weak or sensitive. Ooh. So basically, you just say we just pick on people.
You said basically we just pick on
see, you
people,
look a lot better now. Pause.
I look better now.
I mean,
Okay.
you don't look as dark. Oh,
He said you. So you. Oh, I see how it is.
Turn your
All right,
screen
so-
brightness up or something.
You got jokes, huh?
All right, go
jokes.
ahead. Go ahead.
You done now?
Yeah, I'm
You
done. Go
finished
ahead.
now?
Go ahead. I just told
As-
everybody I didn't have a bad base. I didn't ever went to nukes. I never went to missiles. I never did any of that crap.
I don't think any base is bad. However, I would say for a defender, you could say they were bad because if you went to, say, Minot, anywhere northern tier, you're going to work missiles. And that goes into one of the problems or one of the things people don't want to be a defender is because of the schedule. There's no, like, say, there's nothing against my admin folks or my finance folks or any other job that does a normal Monday through Friday schedule. But maintainers can identify with it. But as a defender, every job, every base you go to has a different schedule. It's no stability in the schedule because security is a 24-hour business. You can't just shut down security at 4:30 and everybody go home. The base still got to be protected. So if you go to Northern Tier, you're going to work called a missile schedule. I think that's what it was called. It's like a missile schedule where you go out in the field. You can work 4 days in the field away from your family, 4 straight days, but then you get 6 days off. But it's not really 6 days off. You get 3 or 4 days, but then when you get 1 day that's a training day, then you get 1 day as a reconstitution day, and then you're out in the field.
Mhm.
So that's why these are one of the reasons why people don't want to be cops. But to Tony B's point quickly, I think not everyone can be a defender because it does take a bit of mental toughness. It's one thing to come to work at your desk. And again, nothing against my other fellow AFSCs that has that job because somebody has to do it. But as a cop, your day changes. There's some days where it's boring, and there's some days it's high paced. And it's like you just don't know what's going on. Some days you're bored, like you're on the flight line. Shout out to my straight leg security folks. I was security when I came in. Straight out to them. Shout out to them. But it's not like being on the flight line and you're on an entry control post and you're watching a plane or a building and you got people that's going by every single day for 12 hours. Really, it's 14 hours to be honest, because when you know it's time and they say guard mount broke, you don't just walk off post. You got another 30, 40 minutes, maybe longer, depending on where you posted at. Then you gotta hope they don't forget about you. They gonna pick up everybody else. You don't get left.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyway, I'll pause there. I'll pause.
A couple of comments. I want you to read Tony Boston because it's a longer one. Leave finance alone. No, love our finance people, especially on the first.
I said I'm cool with finance,
especially on the
man.
1st and 15th, or
No
we should
smoke.
say the 30th and 14th.
Yeah.
Love being a defender. Good morning, Josh.
Josh,
Security forces. It definitely isn't for the weak. We're gonna talk about that. All right, here goes Tony Bostic. Boy, if you could read that.
All right, let me enlarge it. All right. Tony B says there is proof in the pudding, though. How many group and command chiefs? Oh, man. How many group and command chiefs are prior defenders? Our career field is so hardened that either you sink or swim. Those who learn how to swim become absolute gorillas when it comes to leading. Ooh, let's spend a few minutes on that compliment. But anyway, before we do, go ahead.
If a flight chief has 3 options, they're going to choose the worst option just to make people mad. Talk about that too. If a flight chief has 3 options, they're going to choose the worst option just to make that very. I know what you're saying. Hey, Devon, I get what you're saying. Some people might be too far removed. I get. Look, Tony Renee gets it. 100%.
Wait a minute.
100%.
All right, somebody gotta explain that to me. I'm lost.
Wait, we'll go back to Tony Beast because we got 2 more. Then we'll go back. Favorite words to hear: guard mount broke. Worst words to hear: rebound. Hey, for sure. Hey, attention all post patrol. Stand by for the following that message. After work today, do not go home. We will have rebound. That's the worst. Shout out defenders, but nah, I'm cool. I'd much rather be on the flight line. Really?
Hey, I agree. I agree.
Devon was dealing with some cloud. Yeah, me too. All right. So go back to Tony Bostic's point. I'll just quickly say, because I was in Comanche, do you think that is because sheer numbers, because we're the largest career field, we're going to have more chiefs? We're going to have more chiefs that extend the group chiefs and command chiefs? This is my opinion.
No. If you're saying as a career field, since we're the largest, we're going to have more chiefs, I can see that, but not command chiefs and group chiefs.
Okay. That's your lane.
I would say, if anything, I would say people in the Air Force get this idea that defenders are dependable and they're structured and they have high standards. And that's why a lot of people hire defenders. Thomas White says, y'all defenders got Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Y'all claim that for y'all VA disability. All right, then. But Tony Boston brought up a good point, and I would tell you that was one of the reasons why we advocated to the then top cop to allow folks who left the career field to wear their beret. Because when you wear your beret, the airmen see us, when the airmen see us, they got to know that their experience, what they do as a defender is valued. And one way to show it is to see people who left the career field and are representing as defenders at senior levels. So you got a group chief that's wearing a beret, command chief that's wearing a beret, and Shao Day Wolf, who is the current Chief Master Sergeant Air Force and is a defender. That makes 3 defenders who served as Chief Master Sergeant Air Force. I'll pause there.
Devon McCoy said, I say being a defender made me a great personnelist, but that ish was annoying. Yeah, hey, you know what's funny? A lot of people like, and back to DC point, a lot of people like when cops come around and are in different career fields because they think of us as a certain type of way. And most of us are just embedded to be that way. Like, we can't even change if we wanted to. We just think that's how it's supposed to be. Hey, Devon McCoy has a question for all y'all active duty people. Can I wear my beret?
No, because you're in another career field.
Isn't command chief a different career field?
No, that is a specialty career. That's specialty career field. You still maintain your core AFSC as a cop.
So wait a minute.
You're still a cop. That's special duty. Command chief is special duty.
First sergeants can still wear their berets.
Yes, because they're authorized to wear it.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's all there's it's in the it's in the AFIs that says specific jobs when you're outside the 3P where you can wear your beret. Now I'm sure if Devon decided he wanted to wear his beret, nobody's gonna say anything.
Hey, Devon, we got
I
new
don't think.
berets now. They got like a flash on. They ain't got a pin no more. They got like an actual flash. So you might have to go to the BX and go get one with the flash on it. I'm sure you had the pin when you were. Tony Bostic, the best group and command chief was definitely SF. I mean, I feel like most of the ones I had were pretty good. SF makes the best diamond wears too. I would hit the button, but I ain't got it. Amen to that. Amen to that. Because we dealt with everything that First Sergeants deal with. If you've been in the law enforcement community, security
Now
cops, the security cops is different.
I will say there's two sides to that though, because sometimes cops can be bad first sergeant. Because as a cop, you've got to get out of. He said, "I burnt mine." Devon, ladies and gentlemen, Devon McCoy said he burnt his beret. Hey, so, what I was gonna say, if you have a defender, because look at it, right? When
Thanks,
you
Dooley.
are a shirt, most people believe defenders are standoffish, too stubborn, too
Yes.
too much discipline, right?
Yeah.
So
Too
as a
much
shirt,
discipline.
right, you've gotta, as a shirt, you've gotta be able to see both sides.
Right.
And most defenders can't get beyond a black and white, especially if you're a core security guy, right? So
Yes.
as a first sergeant, you already losing because most folks have a stigma about cops, and we'll get into that too. So when they find out, yo, who's a new shirt? Oh, he used to be a defender. They be like, oh shoot.
Exactly.
They be like, oh, or as the command chief. You know how many times I had people tell me, especially at this job I'm in, not to wear your beret, not to wear my beret.
People told me the same thing as a shirt. Told me
They
that
said
all
it
the
was
time.
intimidating. They said it was
Yes.
intimidating.
They said I'm gonna lose people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes,
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what's
Exactly.
crazy is that shout out to all my airmen in the 56 FSS because I love them all. Well, most of them, but all of them, but most of them, but all of them, but most of them.
Okay.
But they would tell me, "Hey, shirt, you're being like a cop right now, or you sound like a defender right now," and I really had to check myself, like, "Dang, maybe I am." But sometimes it's like, "Yo, y'all need to hear this ish," because y'all acting like personnels right now. Sometimes y'all need some injection of a cop blood up in y'all so y'all could be a little pause. That sounded crazy. So y'all could be a little bit more disciplined and have some pride for what y'all do. Find some pride. Because I will say one thing about a cop. You need to find pride in your work. Because back to Philly point, some days it's boring. Some days it's so busy that you're not going to go home until 6-7 hours. Well, I won't say that long. 4 hours after your shift. The bad thing is back to Devon McCoy's point about flight chiefs going to have 3 options. They're going to pick the worst one. They got to stay too. So usually, not only do you have to stay as a patrolman for whatever you're dealing with, the desk sergeant got to stay, the flight chief got to stay, the assistant flight chief, if they're good, they usually stay. Everybody got to stay. Well, not everybody, but usually those 4 or 5 people have to stay, which sucks for everyone. And then you got to show up. Like, this is what I love. There's no, oh my God, I worked 4 hours out of my last shift. You better show up on time for your next shift. It don't matter how many hours you went over. I'll pause. I won NCO of the year cross train a month later. That's how bad I was. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. All right
Yes,
then.
sir.
Okay. Hey, Devon is letting out all his business.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right then. So
Freddie
let me
Kincaid in
ask.
the building.
Let me ask this then. So I'm curious if I think some people put it in the comments of what they felt about those 3 questions I posed. But where does the stigma, negative or positive, come from? Does it come from internal or from the external?
Both. So we have a stigma of eating our own. I will say other career fields have it just as bad. Some are even worse on a different level. We make our own miserable. Some people just hate on their own. But we make our own miserable. If we want to hate on each other, we're going to make each other miserable. So I'll say the stigma actually comes from I hate to say it because we got a lot of people in here. Y'all old timers are the stick. Y'all are the grandpas that say I had to walk up a mountain, both sides, barefoot in snow to get to school every day. So y'all gonna do the same thing. So don't complain about having to sit in a vehicle and be bored because I had to sit there on the gate. Blah 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 blah. Old people can't let it go to how they had it worse. You know, you were probably of that era that you had to walk from plane tip to plane tip or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Wingtip to wingtip. Yeah. Never done that in my life. I've never been on security without a vehicle, ever. But I heard all the old timers tell me all the stories about how they had to walk wingtip to wingtip with their A bag and couldn't be more than so far away. The flight chief would come up and check, and you had to run. Whatever the stories are. But anyway, both. I'll let you comment. Then we have a lot of comments.
Okay. All right. Let's read the comments. I don't know what to say about that one.
All right. There goes. Oh, Tony Bostic has the long one.
All right. Tony B says the turmoil you go through prepares you for all kinds of craziness. A ton of non-SF career fields need discipline, and in most cases, want that defender to get that much needed standard that's missing across the force. That's why the success rate as a shirt is so high.
True. Tony Renee, Devon McCoy out of Holloman too. That damn base. I told them to separate me when I was a day. She said separate me. Holy crap.
Wait. Go back. She said she was at Holloman. She said separate me. Yo, you wild. That was a wild comment.
Josh Poole says both intern. Yes, Del Brown says in Unk words, both. Yes, both. Definitely the old head defenders. Thank you, Freddie Kincaid.
We got the old head defenders.
Anybody who came in prior 9/11, is an old defender. Because if I hear one more story about how 9/11 y'all got called and had to sit out there and blah, 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 nobody cared. Anyway, eating our own is actually a lot of cases holding the stand. Ooh, I never thought about it that way. Some are. Yep, Gene Harrison says both. Gene Harrison says Tony Bostic preach. Tony Renee said, when you were there, DC?
Oh. No, when were you there, DC?
Oh, yeah, when were you there? Sorry.
Tony, I was there. It was my first base, actually, in 94.
Holloman was bad. Was it bad?
It was. Ash West, that's where I got my triple nickel, actually.
Oh, for what we talked? No. You must have got 2 triple nickels.
No, 1 triple nickel.
Oh, you should have got 2.
When I got in a fight in Dakota, I should have got 1.
Yeah. Okay. Separate is diabolical. Thank God I had a supervisor that steered me towards Cadam. Ooh.
No, that's not. No,
shout out to my A and B shreds. Shout out to my A and B shred outs. Yes. Back in the day, my face ass.
I'm not doing it.
Back in my
day, face ass people.
What's face ass?
Face ass people.
I've seen some cops come over and be great personnelists. Love seeing y'all come. Yes, Justin, great point. Devon McCoy's a good example. I mean, I heard he's pretty good. I was there. I was 7 years old. Yes. Anybody who came in before 9/11, y'all old. Tony Bostic, no BS. I was like, get me out of the AF. But I got a Lotto traded K9 or Cadam instead. A and B shred. Shout out. Gene Harrison, another B shred. The best get a triple nickel or so I heard.
That's right. Yeah.
That's back in the day. All right, go ahead.
They said, you got a good chief of your miss when he got an Article 15. Hey, you can check that out.
I swear, I want to say this and then you're good. Every good chief does have some kind of trouble or triple nickel because they can understand when you get in trouble and they can be more, not sympathetic, but they can understand and probably talk you through it. With most people who've never got any paperwork or got in trouble, when they see you getting paperwork, all they do is just run the checklist. They just run the checklist and never think about the personality behind it. Never think about you still have to be a defender. Never think I still need you to cover my 6 or whatever you have to say. They just run the checklist.
Yeah. So going back to the stigma, because I want to get to the K9 Cannon part because that is an internal stigma. And let's throw in Raven while you're at
Oh,
it.
their
That
mother.
we'll
Oh.
cover that in a couple of minutes.
Whew.
But the external stigma, can we all agree? One, negative wise, they believe defenders are too rigid. They believe defenders are too black and white. They believe defenders are more hard nosed. They think of defenders as, I was told when I first came in, defenders were like the Army grunts.
We are.
Because, like, in the Air Force, no one carries a weapon except for defenders.
Yep.
And so, because of that, other career fields looked at us like we thought we were better than them, but they thought they were better than us. Because almost like robots, you know what I mean? Like when you think of grunts or you think of God bless my Marines, you think of Marines, you think of them just like, I guard plane. Plane doesn't leave, I stay here.
Shout out
Like
to
we
all.
have no, like we don't have no common sense. You know what I mean? They be like, I remember one time I was at a gate when I was a young airman, and I was cool with this one dude in maintenance. He was like, man, you've been here for like 12 hours. Man, let's go, man. We gotta go to the BX. I can't leave. What do you mean you can't leave? You said you get off at 6 p.m. I know.
Right.
He said, well, it's 7. Nobody came to get me yet.
Yeah.
He's like, why can't you just leave? Because it's in my general orders.
Yeah.
And in my SSIs. And he said, let me see. It doesn't say you can leave. It just says, I'll take charge of my post to protect all people and personnel which I'm responsible for.
Until
he's
properly
like,
relieved.
Until properly relieved. Thank you. So he
Yeah.
was like, but you're relieved. No, but I don't understand why you can't leave. Y'all dumb. And I was like, I know.
Yeah.
That's
all you can
I
say.
watched him pull off in the truck. He was like, hey, we can give you a ride, counsel. You want to go? No, he's like,
That's
all right. And they started
crazy.
laughing. They
Yep.
started laughing.
Yeah. I see airmen that can run flights in other career fields, but also turn the same flight into an on-duty drunken OG. Whoa!
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
Brad
right.
Rashad. The day I quit, I got my the day I quit. Tried to quit. I got my rip for Cadam. Hey, shout out to you. And we retained a great airman, so that worked out. People be trying, train. What? Read that for me, because that must be me.
People be trying to train the eyeballs of man. Take your ass to the army.
People be trying to train their eyeball. I don't know what that means. Hold on. They'll run up a good thing. So I guess we kind of cover the stigma thing. Seeing folks come to work, come back. Oh, Dale, amen. Seeing folks come to work, come back from lunch, go home, and come back for intramural sports takes a man's soul. Bruh, amen to that. Bruh, amen. Bruh, that's the worst. Or when you come and they be like, you're still here? When they come back through the gate, you're still here? Where the fuck else am I supposed to be? I can't go nowhere. Bro, that's the worst. That's the worst.
All right.
You still here? What the fuck?
So when you talk about the stigma piece, I think we kind of went through all that. It's just we have our own, and we have the external stigma of people with how they think about us, which kind of drives people not to want to be a defender. Like there's also that perception that we do long hours and that we eat our own. Now there is some truth to that. I do believe within security forces, we are harder on our folks than anybody else. You'll have, say, the same thing that a person would do. Let's say somebody goes out, they get involved with a drunken driving incident, DWI incident, and let's say the person was in the passenger seat and they didn't stop them. They won't do nothing to that person. But as a defender, if you was in the car and you wasn't drinking, you could be like, yo, I wasn't drinking. I wasn't drinking and driving. You might get worse punishment than the person who was drinking and driving.
Mm-hmm.
And then people hear about it, be like, dang, that's messed up, bro. You didn't even do anything. I know, but they like, you're irresponsible. You're a defender. You carry that badge. You should know better. You're held to a higher standard.
The worst thing about it, I'm not sure if you want to cover this later or go into it now, the back office versus flight. That's what also hurts security forces.
Yeah,
is
let's yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I just want to say those are the stigma about eating our own. You have the back office hating on flight, flight hating on back office, and that never stops. Everybody on flight wants to be back office. Everybody in back office said they were the best flight chief, flight patrolman, flight whatever ever, ever. Tony Boss says can't be breaking the law if you're supposed to be enforcing them. Comes with the territory. Yeah, people. Yeah, I mean, but people make mistakes. People make mistakes. My JBA crew, Joy Bay Andrews, I guess, Joy Base Andrews
Yes.
crew is the reason I'm still here today. They are always available for me, phone, email, or whatever. Okay, shout out to JBA.
Shout out to the shirt, man. I know his story, man. That's a great point.
Seeing other people have the freedom, Dale says, and they have an area supervisor or flight chief come and treat you like a child is crazy. Hey, very true. That's very true. You do have some flight chiefs that treat you like a child. We had back office at one point.
Black office.
Black office.
Don't even. Devon, go away, bro.
No, that's
Devon,
another true
away, bro.
stigma. That's another true stigma. That's another true.
No.
All right, I think we opened up the jar of flight versus back office. Flight versus back office is like the hater skit of Chappelle's show. The haters have arrived. Yes, the haters have arrived. All right, go ahead. Because I will say, as a flight, working flight was great for the first 2 years. After that, and I saw what back office do and how they get holidays off, how they get down days off, how they get sports days off, how they get to go hour and a half lunch and get to actually get in a car and leave. Oh man, sign me up. Sign me up. That's my rant about back office.
Yeah. So I'm curious, when did you get your first back office job?
2 years in. 2.5. It was like 2.5, 3 years.
And what job was that?
I went to Armor.
Yeah.
So I went from Armor. So if you want to call, I was the unit scheduler. That was my first real back office job. Unit scheduler. That about 2.5 years in.
Yeah, it seemed like back office was. Tony Boston said, "Y'all exact." That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Air out the laundry. Air out the laundry. Yes. The black
Make
office
sure
is
before we read every comment from Devon, we make sure we say from Devon McCoy, he said this, so we know it's coming from him. This dude said black office.
That's true thing.
That is a true statement.
Yes.
I was involved in a base that had none. I had a chief tell me. Shout out to Chief. I'm gonna leave his name out. He said, he told me I was a senior at the time. And he said S3T here.
S3T.
This she told me, he like, hey, counsel, you can't hire that person. I like, why? And he went like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, because the time's not right. He's like, counsel, think about it.
Yeah.
I am. He's the best qualified.
Yeah.
I like, what are you trying to say? He's black, counsel. I said, so what's wrong with that? You got
too many.
This person is black. This person's black. This person's black. This one person is Asian, but then you got another person's Puerto Rican, now it's black. We're going to have a rainbow coalition back here. They ain't going to like that. I said, who ain't going to like that? You know who. So I was like, I'm going to hire him. He said, I'm going to tell you, counsel, if you want to make chief, you better not hire him. I'm like, who cares? Then I was like, then I threw out the one I'm sure you would throw out. What if they were all white?
Yeah.
Nobody says nothing.
Nobody said nothing.
Matter. He said don't matter. But anyway, end up.
Tony Renee said a great point. Too many in the room. Somebody got to leave. Hey, that's a true statement. Hey, there's too many of y'all, especially if we're loud and cutting up. Oh man, well, somebody got to go. Somebody got to go.
Let's talk about back office. You said 2 years in, you was armored and unit scheduler. I didn't get my first back office job until I got. It was QC. Anyway, that's another story. But one thing I noticed when I was a cop is that for cops, back office was the promised land.
Yes.
It's like you have your friends who was on flight with you suffering, and they be like, you know how it is. They come up and do a post check. They're like, bro, I can't believe we got work this weekend, man. They said something about some plane coming, blah, 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 right? Tony Boston said his office bio wall looked like the dead.
Yes.
Y'all bugging. Y'all bugging.
Or think about
was-
like back office knew when all the good missions would happen, and here they would all show up armed up. Let a domestic get out of control or an active shooter situation or something that you know you're gonna get coined a bullet for. Here comes all the back office out of nowhere, armed up, vest on, ready to go. I'm here to help, bro. Where the hell you at every other day? Oh no, y'all need me today. You gotta act. Oh, all of a sudden we got something going on. You want to show up? Let a major vehicle accident happen. All the major vehicle accident investigators, where they work, back office, back office. We ain't got none on flight, none on flight. Oh, that makes me mad. Oh, that makes me mad.
Yeah, back office. It was just a different vibe on back office. Like on flight, you would have your friend. You know, I'm sure you can attest to this. You'll be on flight. And you know, people come up on your post checks or whatever, and they'll talk about, man, I can't believe we got work this weekend, or the flight chief sucks, blah, blah, blah. I can't believe we gotta do this report after work, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody says, man, I put in for this back office job. And they're like,
yeah,
what's
like,
wrong? Like,
bro,
blah, blah, blah. You're gonna hate it, man. I'm telling you, they work all these hours, but I just want to excel. You can't excel on flight, bro. You ain't gonna get that job. Then all of a sudden they got the job, and they announce it, they guard them out. And finally, before we go to shift, let's all congratulate Senior Airman Brown for getting the back office job in training. And people, you had some people like awkward. They had some people like they be mad. Yo, they be big mad, right? And then you had some flight chiefs will be like, yeah, Brown won't be here was next week because he went to the back office.
Yeah.
And then people be like this. And they're like, all right, anybody got anything? Post. Yeah. And then they give you the shittiest post your last day.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? You be smiling.
Oh, don't matter.
They be like, aren't you going to miss this? They be like, nope.
What'd you say? You can put me at Echo 1. It don't matter. You can put me out in the middle. You know what? Don't even check on me today. You ain't gonna check on me. I'm good. I'm good.
On my favorite special post.
Oh, yeah, special post. Special post is the worst post ever. Nothing. You know what's special? It sucks. That's what's special about it. Yo. All right. From Devon McCoy. I saved a life. Won senior NCO of the year. Still got a promote. They gave the PN to a chick in S1. Not a chick.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
I was like, yeah, I got a dip. Yeah, for sure. Your mind changed when you work back office, though. Most found another way to be pissed or complain. Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
You know what back office does? Complain about flight. It's so weird. Flight complains about back office.
Or working flight.
Yeah. And they want to tell the stories how they were the best flight patrolman. You know what's funny is when you go back office and you said, like, the flight chief says, like, you know, hey, Airman Peterson is going to the scheduler. Don't forget about us when you go back office. And you be like, no, I'll never forget about you. Man, please. Hey, you know what was the best? Coming outside when y'all work swing shift and I was going to lunch and we were in the same, and seeing y'all all sitting there guard mount, or seeing, or what's it called when you get inspected during guard mount? I can't even think of the name.
Guard mount?
Well, when you actually, open ranks, thank you. When you're going through open ranks, and I'm just sitting there going to lunch, don't even care. My beret all toe up, uniform looks sharp though, but hey, no vest on, feeling nice and cool, got my fleece on if it's cold, hey, y'all out there with nothing, hey, the best.
Yeah. Man, Masson Boy put me on, I remember Masson Boy. Masson Boy put me on the desk my last day. I was pissed. The world ended day.
I would. Hey, let the world
in. I felt that in my soul, boy. I felt that one.
True story, DC. We'll see when he do my records. Devon McCoy. Don't be mad, bro. You got one of the best Daffy picks of all time. You are right. Yeah, that's true. Devon McCoy ain't happening. Let it go. No, hold it in. Hold it in, Devon. Hold it close to your chest.
Oh man. So yeah, it was different when somebody left, but when you left and you went to back office, you know what it was like? It was like it's like you get there and you lose everything you learn about, because in your mind you're like, being a cop is tough, long hours, whatever. But when they be like, hey man, now that you're here, man, hey, we coming to bro, we coming to work like 7:30. You can come in at 8 if you want. You can go do PT if you want, before you come to work. And if you got an appointment, hey, just let me know. You can go ahead and go to your appointment whenever. You be like, huh? I can go to an appointment. I I ain't gotta get nobody to relieve me. They're like, no, you go to your appointment, man. It's all good. Or my favorite, 4:30 come, everybody out. You be like, don't somebody gotta check on me before I go? No, you just leave. And it's weird at first. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, thank you for the
Pew,
subscription.
pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
Much appreciated, my brother. But anyway, so that was hard to get used to. Dell Brown says, McCoy, I need my review too. Dang, that's crazy work. That's crazy work.
Last year is crazy. That boy got promoted by then. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Anyway, back office was the promised land for most defenders, and to your point, I think there was a piece of back office versus flight. There was. Devon McCoy says people was at Holloman 5 years. Commander wouldn't sign people mid-tour.
Yeah. Hey,
That was from
you know
Devon
what?
McCoy.
That's a flight thing. 4:30 more like 14:30. Yeah, that's a back. Hey, I'll tell you, I think if I stayed on flight, I probably wouldn't have got a PCS medal. It would just depend on who my supervisor and flight chief was. When I went back office, I got put in for a award. And not a back office award, because we didn't have back office awards and flight awards. We just had NCO of the quarter or airman of the quarter. It don't matter where you worked at. And that's what else divided flight and back office. That's why they had to make back office award and flight awards, because flight would get pissed off.
Yeah.
Saying back office would win. And you know what's crazy? Back office would do their job, and they would get EPB bullets for it or quarterly bullets for it. We do our job, and our supervisor looks at me like, you're just doing your job. And so it's like, why would I want to stay here? Dale Brown, you probably sent it to Devon McCoy.1. So that's not his email. Anyway, but yeah, it's just, and I would say some of the best supervisors I have, some of the best, not my first couple years, but every year after that, all the best supervisors I had were back office. And maybe because they spent more time with you, maybe because there was more time to get to know you and talk and stuff like that. But flight, barely even knew my supervisors.
That's a great point. I mean, you think on back office, you do have more time to be a supervisor. You can go through their CFETP, you can go through their records and all that. Whereas on flight, you have one troop that may be your troop, but if you're NCO, you got other people too. They may not be your troop, but they're on your flight. So you got people who ain't even your troop go to you for stuff, you know? And plus you have the dynamics of all the things that's going on every single day. So flight supervisors was notorious for being behind on records and all that stuff because they were so busy. And when you get off work, you're so beat, you don't feel like doing that stuff. Whereas back office, you have time to do that. You can carve out an hour to do records. You can carve out an hour to do whatever. And then let's not talk about QC. Like if you're back office, there were some bases, if you were back office, you didn't even have the QC. Talk about a perk for that.
Yeah. Why QC? You ain't working flight. But those show up when there's a domestic or something like that.
Devon McCoy says, and why they always make the worst human being S3 superintendent. I disagree with that.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree
with that. I was an S3 superintendent, obviously, and I killed it.
Whoever was the biggest kiss ass would be the S3 superintendent at the time. Whoever would kiss the Chiefs ass the most.
People who usually say that because they were just piss poor performers.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on. What was I saying? Yeah. So anyway, so that's it. We'll transition back office. So here's another stigma. when we talk about like sections versus flight, flight not only had to worry about back office, you as a straight leg cop, you had to worry about your K9, your Catum, and your Raven folks too, because they didn't consider themselves, security forces. They were elite. They would say, hey, you would see a K9 troop wear a beret. Hey, man, what do you do? Blah, 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 blah. You'd be like, you're a defender, right?
I'm not a defender. I am a canine troop. I push military working dogs, and I'm one of the elites. I don't have to work flight with you. I don't have to respond to anything. I am the elite. I'm a military working dog handler.
You be like, bullish. You a defender just like us. Let's not even talk about Raven.
Haters.
I am Raven 499X.APAB, A Bravo Bravo S. I flew flyaway security for important missions. Everywhere I go, I get to wear a flight suit. I get flight pay. I am no longer a defender, and people love me. And I get to wear a Raven tab.
Oh, don't forget about the money. Don't forget about the money.
And I make a lot of money that you don't make. You are lower than me. I am a Raven. I've learned how to get punched in the face, get a broken nose, and do ass techniques and say, get back, get back, get back.
Yes. Wait.
Devon McCoy says it was S3 NCOIC because they were trash and need to be hid somewhere.
If y'all had if y'all had a cool one, they'd be gone in 6 months. Yep, Tony Relay laugh. Dog smarter than the hand. Okay, let's relax. Let's relax. Somebody talk the dog. Let's relax. How come you didn't hate on
from your perspective?
How
You're
come you didn't hate on Catum?
Why did you go K9?
Who?
Dude, why did you go K9?
Because I want to get off flight.
So what I said was true.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. Oh,
but y'all the main ones that did not know how to do no reports. Y'all the main ones didn't know how to handcuff nobody, but y'all know how to use a dog. That's
Wait a minute. I was a different breed of canine. I came up law enforcement only. So I knew how to do all. So some of the worst canine handlers just did security and then wanted to be a law enforcement canine handler. Those were the ones. You're right about that. Those were the ones that didn't have, because they were expected to be elite patrolmen and canine handlers. But what happens is they just go straight canine from working a missile field forever, and they don't know how to do simple things like you said, handcuffing and searching. They don't know how to do reports. They don't know how to pull people over, give tickets. All they know how to do is just work a dog. You're right about that. K9 used to be super skaters.
They were. Yes, they were.
Yes, K9 still flight though, which sucked. They didn't tell you that.
Oh, we didn't get the Catum yet.
Catum was where it's at. The only reason I didn't go Catum is because I didn't want to fix guns. It's the only reason. I hated shooting. I hated cleaning guns. I didn't want to fix them. Ask flight to check on the kennels. Nah, motherfucker. Wake up and do it yourself. Hey, Devon really was a cop. Devon really was a cop. Pete said, I wanted to get off flight. Exactly. You know what's funny? When I went to K9, our K9 section was their own section, so they didn't have to work flight. They just worked when they wanted to. They didn't have to.
Man.
And then I got to another base, and they were like, no, you work flight. Oh, weekends and everything. I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go.
Let's see. Justin says, one of my superintendents at Base Honor Guard was an SF Raven. He was a different breed.
Yep.
He ran an honor guard like he were SF too. He didn't win a lot of people because he treated his full-time staff, us, and our augmentees like we were his guys.
Yeah.
Once again, I am Raven 5.787653, and I am the greatest SF ever.
You know what's crazy? What I love is when we got the patches that you can wear on your carrier, your plate carrier, and people would have Raven number 74793. I like, or K9, or no, Catum never had it because Catum never wore their damn plate carrier. But you would have the Raven or K9. It would be crazy. It would be the craziest thing. K9 and Raven always competed for that Article 15 or court martial. Yeah.
Oh man, well let's not forget about Catum though. Let's give Catum some love because Catum, when you get back there, Catum, It's almost like this is their time to shine. Oh, I used to hate when I used to go fire, and you had that one dude who was on your flight, now's the captain troop. And I'm like, hey man, look, I went and looked at your target, bro. You're like 2 off. Hey, if you don't qualify, you're gonna have to come back and do it again later on tonight. You know, the gas mask firing. And they be like, hey, you missed a bot. You be like, bruh, you can't just give me 2.
Right.
Like, nope, can't give you 2. It's important. You must be able to know how to employ your weapon. Whatever. Del Brown says most of the time, folks that are on flight hating on back office personnel are the same ones when job ads come out, they don't submit applications.
That's true. That's true. They be hating but don't want to do it. They're like, oh, I'd rather be on flight because they like that. Some people do like the schedule, especially if you're on Panama, because they don't want to work 5 days straight.
Mm.
So some people actually like that. And some people actually like being off on weekdays and stuff like that. So yeah, there is some truth to that. I say K9 and Cadam got along great. We got along great with each other.
Yeah, because y'all was ostracized by the flights in the
Yes.
back office.
Yes.
Y'all thought y'all
Yes.
would like. I used to love when they be like, "Hey, Roger, we have copy that. We have an alarm at the financial bank. We need somebody to respond. Roger, Kilo 9, Kilo 9.
En route.
I need you to respond." No, they be like, Roger, can't do that. I'm at the kennels. You ain't doing ish. Don't give me that crap. And when they do respond, they don't know what the hell they doing. They be like, yo, why are you going to the building? There's an alarm activation. Did you know the difference between open and closed facility, bro?
Don't
You know what I
care.
mean?
We're dog handling. You know what the best is? What used to aggravate flight chiefs the best is if they need us to do remount. Like, no, can't do it. Got to feed the dogs.
Exactly.
Got to feed the dog. Got to feed the dogs. Or
Exactly.
Kilo 9, we need you to respond. At the kennels, feeding dog. My dog just ate. He can't work. He just ate. Can't get bloat. Can't get bloat. When the red hat looks back at you by marking your target, you know it's a wrap. And Dale, there are tons of people who ain't even good at flight, but want to be back office. Like, we can't rely on you at the gate. How the hell you gonna run a pro? Hey, Josh Hood, that's a great point. But back office is all about hookups. All about hookups.
Mhm.
The biggest hate I ever got, they found out my flight. Oh, it's from Devon McCoy. It's from Devon McCoy.
Let's make sure we make it clear.
The biggest hate I ever got, they found out my flight was in Panama 8. How the hell y'all in Panama 8s? What's the rest of the flights doing? You can't be in 8s and everybody else in 12s. What the hell?
There were some flight chiefs that did that.
That's crazy.
Gotta feed the dogs.
Gotta feed the dogs. Gotta feed. If Scott Roy was on here, he knows what I'm talking about with that. Hey, he was a Raven. I think he was a Raven. I'll say I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think he was a Raven. Oh, look, here goes Scott Roy right there. I think he's a Raven.
Let's look. I got a lot of good friends that are Ravens. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Let's just have this discussion. I was never a Raven. But come on, let's be honest. What is the difference between flyaway security and Raven versus you going to Raven school and you getting punched in the face and stuff? What is the difference?
Never was a Raven, always a Raven. Never was a Raven. Shout out West Lord. Yo, you know what? I think, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, if there's a Raven on here, I think Raven School is the most useless school in security forces history. History. There is nothing in Raven School that prepares you for what Ravens do. Nothing. Nothing. You know what? I got more when I was with Scott Roy at RTC and they took us through a 6-minute Raven class, sitting there with your ass tucked in your damn sleeve and sitting there when somebody comes up to play, how may I help you today, sir? No, I need you to get back. And then you pull out your ass, woo, get back. And then everybody come and help you out. Stupid. Raven 1208 here. There go West Lawrence. West Lawrence a Raven? No way. Scott Roy is a prime-time skater. Don't surprise me. Okay. West Lawrence is the voice DC using your... Did y'all go to Raven? I never went to Raven School. Hell no. You know what's funny, though? I tried. Y'all
He
about
said, "I
to
tried."
be y'all about to be pissed off the Ravens.
I'm just being. I
Yeah.
don't really give two ducks. To be, I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Let's be. I was fortunate enough. I've never been to Raven school, but in my career, I was fortunate enough. I guess you could use that term loosely, to be a chief at the 811, the largest Raven group of Ravens in the Air Force. There were a lot of good, sharp Ravens over there. But this nonsense I thought of how Ravens thought they were better than a regular straight leg cop and they were the elite. Give me a freaking break, bro. Like, it's the same as K9, right?
Whoa.
I used to have K9 troops on flight, and some of them would be shit bags. And I would talk to them, and they would just get upset because I tell them that they're not performing well. And I would tell them, like, look, you got young airmen that look up to you because they want to be you. I had a lot of young airmen wanting to be a K9 troop, right? Because it was cool. You get to push a dog. It just looks cool, right? No different than Raven. But it's like they want to sit there and not do the regular stuff that the regular airmen do. That's what my issue was. But the Ravens I knew who didn't mind doing the regular stuff straight leg cops do, coming to work, getting on, going to flight line or whatever, doing reports. I had a lot of respect.
See, Wes Lawrence said, y'all were never Ravens, so how do you know it's useless?
I don't need to be there to know that is useless.
My question is, what
I don't.
Wes, you're a little older, but what is one thing you learned in Raven school that you actually utilized in the field as being a Raven on a mission?
And be unbiased.
Yes.
Yeah, a regular cop can do.
You know who I'm talking about in my previous just I missed it, I'm sorry. Ravens were SF flight attendants. Devon McCoy said it best. Devon McCoy said it best. Hey, 100%. And you know what's crazy? I went on a flyaway mission and never even went to Raven school. They were just like, hey, come on, put this flight suit on. Come on. Don't pull your gun out on nobody. All right, here I go. I hate that they think they are elite, but the Raven world is dope as hell. I don't want to sit on the flight line. Hey,
that's my point.
Thank you for being honest. I give you that. That's why I wanted to be a Raven, because y'all make a shit ton of money. All y'all did was run all day, work out. Y'all had a tight little community. And then made money and went on flyaway missions. That's it. That's it.
Let me illustrate my frustration with some of the Raven community. When I was a cop at the 811, I found out they put out a standard that says if you're a Raven and you don't get at least a 90 on your PT test,
right,
you getting held accountable on your EPR. And I had like out of the whole, it was about maybe 90 some Ravens there. Out of the 90, it was like maybe like 5 or 6 that fell in that category, and it wasn't getting the strat when I heard about it before I took over. And I was like, this gotta be the stupidest ish I ever heard of. Like, what is the Air Force standard? The Air Force standard is you get a 75 and you pass. Anything else, if you're holding that to them, that's wrong and it's illegal. It's ridiculous. And then when the commander found out, she wasn't a Raven, and she agreed with it, and we changed it. And you know, those folks over there, they were pissed about it. I was like, so you mean to tell me you're going to, it's one thing to say, if you don't reach this standard, then you won't get as many missions as somebody, or you're going to have to come in and do remedial PT. That makes sense. But you're going to use that to hold somebody's career in jeopardy. They have a passing PT score, but you're going to say if they don't get a 90, that's why I got an issue.
Yeah. Well, so I respect exactly what you said. And you're 100% right. I'm glad you're not one of these Ravens that think that you go out there and save the Cobar. You would have made sure the Cobar Towers didn't collapse if you were there. I'm glad you're not one of them Ravens. What's the point? Is just say you want the money, but the
elitism.
Is that a word? Was crazy. Yes. Yeah, the elitism is kind of crazy. The only Raven I recognize.
And they're trash. And they're trash. And they're trash.
Yeah, it does reside in Baltimore. That's funny.
And they're trash.
Devon. Yeah.
All right, well, let's put a bow on that one. So in the end, one of the issues about Defender is you have the internal struggle flights between flight, back office, K9, Cadam, and Raven.
Yes.
So you have all that stuff. So you had all that stuff going on. Going back to Cadam, because I don't think we spent a lot of time on Cadam. We got on K9, we got on Raven. Let's go back to Cadam.
Oh, wait. Hold on. One more thing from West Lawrence, then we'll move on. We need to realize, I agree with y'all, but there are several SF cats you don't want to deploy with. Why would we let anyone just fly around the world and represent the Air Force? There should be a standard. Okay.
I don't.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. We had a
Exactly,
from the Bob McCoy. We had a
exactly.
fat dude who was Raven, and we started calling him
Pigeon. I'm just being honest. I don't.
Devon is
Pigeon.
ruthless.
Pigeon.
Ruthless. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Next thing. I'm sorry. Cadam. You said Cadam.
Cadam was guilty of not wanting to leave their perch over there in the Cadam office and come work flight.
Yes.
If we ever got low on people, we were always told by the ops officer in ops suit, hey, go tap in the Cadam. Oh my God. It was like, oh, we can't go. We got base firing this weekend. We got base pop. We got this. We got that. Be like, bruh, you're 100% man. But if I lose this person, one thing I'll say about Cadam look out for each other.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to be like flight people. They'll be like, oh, we need somebody to work the air show, blah, blah. Flight to be like, hey, take this person, take this person. Then it's be like, take this person. Cadam, oh no. They go, hey, now you gonna take somebody from our cold wretched hand or wretched hands or whatever.
Hey, Tony Renee, we're airing out all the secrets because y'all Cadam. One thing about y'all, like Philly said, y'all gonna look after each other. That's number one. Y'all gonna make sure that y'all get enough off time. That's number two. Number three is y'all gonna make sure y'all never go back to flight again. If y'all gotta stay staff sergeants for 17 years, y'all gonna do it. And you don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I've never heard a Cadam person say, I'm the best Cadam instructor in the they never compete against each other. They're just all happy to be. And you know what? Nobody talks about shooting
Barbecue.
competitions.
You know what I'm saying? They always got rally doing competition, like you said, competitions. They play video games. And they're always far away from the main base.
Yes.
People on flight will go over there to hang out.
And you know what's cool about Cadam is you were well liked because you would hook up the commander, the chief, the OPSO, everywhere. Hey, don't worry about fire. Yeah, don't worry about fire. Yeah, so that was.
I was the best. Truth be told, I was a benefit of having Cadam. Because they took care of me in the command. We got to shoot the new SIG. They be like, I'm like, yo, they be like, hey, chief, you got firing? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So that was the thing. But back to my point about Cadam.
Cadam was smart. All right, let's get to all these comments. We got a lot of comments. Tony Renee, especially if you get attached to a special warfare. Oh, is that something different? I know Cadam can get attached to a special warfare.
Yeah, man, they work with the SOG. With
we had one call. Oh, that's back to the Ravens. Kung Fu Panda is crazy. Cadam always thought they was special because they had them damn hats.
They was killing. I'll wait.
Cadam when you need them for. They always got base pop firing when it's like they schedule base pop around exercises or anything else. Anything. I was Red Horse. Scott Roy says, Cadam swears they busy. I did an unannounced visit. Cats were doing the oil change. Yes. They thought they was Red Horse. Flight gets crap on so much. Why would people rush to go back? Hey, Wes.
True.
Great point.
That's a great point.
All right, read that one.
Joshua says one of the best and worst things was seeing who you got posted with.
Man.
We gotta go
man.
Yeah. We all know when it's the homie on post is about to be up. It's about to be the best 12-hour podcast episode post ever.
Yeah.
But if it's that DBA, man, about to be the longest day ever.
Yeah.
We're a wing program.
They're talking about Cadam. Yeah. Devon McCoy, I was Red Horse, though. This Red Horse thing, man. Cadam.
Facts.
Oh, snack bar? Oh, yeah. They always smell like it.
No,
Stop it.
no.
Stop it. Hey,
That is true, though.
Oh,
That is
man.
true.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's
Facts, that is
hilarious.
true. That
Stop. Go
is
lay
true.
down. Go lay down. That's hilarious. Go lay down.
It's like CLP.
That's hilarious.
Yo, but oh man, I lost this. Full transparency. There's a lot we could go over. So we might do another show on it. I don't know, but we ain't really scratched the surface.
We
yet.
didn't even talk
Del
about the
Brown
good
said-
stuff. It just
Dale Brown says, my boy's cat, I'm on here right now. Do you think it puts a ceiling on your career for promotion if you've been it too long? Oh, absolutely.
Tony Renee, what you think?
Out of from my experience, out of K9 and Cadam is on the lower tier beneath K9 as far as career progression.
Oh, yeah.
K9 has always been notoriously, their cap has been master sergeant, but Cadam mostly tech sergeant. And then because like you can be, I've had bases where you were the Cadam NCYC, you were a tech sergeant. I've had bases where you were the kennel master as a tech sergeant. And there was a fight for a long time that says, why can't it be like they'll say, I like being K9 Cadam. Why do I have to do something else? Like, this is what I love to do. I don't want to be a flight chief. I don't want to be an ops superintendent.
Tony Renee says, Del Brown, yes, EPB start looking the same. He needs to be the NCOIC. There's only one NCOIC. That's very true. And Gene Harris was a Cadam. Says absolutely.
Yeah.
That's one thing about Cadam. You will love it while you're in, but once you're in, you're either in for life and stuck, or you have to go back to flight. Hopefully they get numbers and you get to go back to flight, because that's the only way. That's the only way. That is very true. No matter how many Cadam bases you go to or bases you go to, you do the same thing at Cadam. The same thing. At least K9's a little different. Bomb dogs, drug dogs, patrol dogs. Korea is different from a lot of bases. Deployments are different. They changing the narrative on promotions in the SF world. Recognize that. However, some Cadam cats are good with that. Changing the narrative, good, bad, up, down. Our career field ages out as a senior master sergeant. Man, I would think as like a tech sergeant.
Yeah, I would think as a master sergeant at the least.
Yeah,
I never heard of any Cadam guys who were senior master sergeant.
Well, he said you got to leave as a senior. I never heard no Cadam dudes as master.
Yeah,
maybe my bases ain't been big enough. I put on tech and they were go back to flight. Tony Renee was like, hey, flight is like the play. I don't have an issue if they love their job. They can stay in there. Just don't complain about getting feed on promotion.
Great facts.
Or fed or promoted.
That's facts. Great point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
we need role players.
So much to talk about here.
He said we need role players.
Let's go to let's talk about the leadership aspect. That has been a hot topic in security forces for a long time. We've all had we already talked about it early, good leadership, bad leadership. But leadership is one of the reasons why most people don't want to be a cop or want to leave being a cop.
I push anyone who promoted back to flight. Oh, that was always a thing. And then you have those one or two people that never get pushed back to flight that gets promoted. But I'm sorry, I missed your question. I'm sorry, I was reading that. I missed your question.
I said bad leadership.
One thing about security force, back to Devon McCoy's point a long time ago about if you have a flight chief has 3 options, they're going to pick the worst one. That is your example of a security forces leader right there. Right there. You have some really good ones that can still be tough, still keep standards, and still be really good supervisors. Why? Because they take care of you. The worst ones are the ones that just talk the talk, shout out Anthony Riley, and never walk the walk. Those were shout out Marquez, whatever the fuck his name is. Shout out him. Shout out what's that, Jackson? What's Jackson's first name?
Keith Jackson.
Shout out Keith Jackson. Bitch ass mother. Anyway, those were the ones that would sit there and just talk and not actually like I don't mind if you hold me to a standard. But when I start exceeding the standard or start holding your standard, I need you to put me in for awards. I need you to make sure I got a decoration. I need to make sure my EPB is squared away and competitive. But when you have those that just want to talk and put you to at attention because they're good at talking but not good at doing anything else, those are the worst. I'm talking too much. We got a lot of comments. Devon McCoy. My worst supervisor came from Cadam. Buddy couldn't lead a stick. Or Buddy couldn't lead ish. Sorry. West Lawrence, same here. America, forgot what? Forged in the fire. Huh, okay. I don't think leadership is the reason why people hate it. It's the schedule on flight. Leadership is the problem when they don't realize how much flight and the schedule is trash. Instantly. Tell them how you bad. Yeah. I I like this retire me. Damn, bro. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do think leadership in some cases. You have two different things to consider. Like, I think I would argue SF has outside of the pararescue community, in my opinion, I think the only one that can compete, in my opinion, is the pararescue community. Has had really good leadership. That the type of leadership where if you were in the shit, you know what I mean, they can lead you through it, right? But then on the flip side, I think the only career field that rivals us when it comes to tough supervisors who were like almost cutthroat is probably the maintainers. I've had flight chiefs, if they didn't like you, you would end up on the gate 3, 4 cycles in a row. I have flight chiefs that even though you've been on flight for a year or 2 years, you might still be at the same duty position. I had some flight chiefs where they would my favorites were the master sergeants who they would work Monday through Friday and they would work 7 through 4, but the flights would work like staggered schedules, meaning they would work weekends or work late. And then the master sergeant would show up, guard mount, tell the tech and staff what to do, and then go home. That's why I think some people may feel like security force leadership is tough.
Yes. West Lawrence had an interesting comment. My ops supervisor, who may not be named DC, made me work mids, then come in for an ops meeting at 1300. What the hell?
I'm too old to remember that. I don't remember that.
He said may not be named DC. But have you ever made somebody work mids and then come in for an ops meeting at 1300?
I might have.
Dang!
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I might have. Yeah.
You would have
Yeah,
was.
I might have. Yeah. I think for me, honestly, looking at myself as an SF leader, if I were to say, probably I was notorious for being less unforgiving when you broke the law as a cop. I had
Less
a
unforgiving if you.
oh,
broke
well,
the
that didn't
law.
come out right. I was
Yeah.
more unforgiving when you broke the law. I had a young defender now. She's a tech. Shout out to her. She works in IMSC, and I remember she got promoted, and I went over to congratulate her, and she just stared at me for a minute, and she was really nice, and she was like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And I was like,
That's
"No,
the
I'm blah blah
worst.
blah." She's
That's
like,
the
"Remember,
worst.
I was at Joint Base Andrews."
That's the
And
worst.
and my job, I'm guilty of. My wife told me to get on me all the time. When I meet so many people, and first thing I say is yeah, and I try to figure out, ask some questions while I know them. I couldn't place her face until she told me, "Remember, you took my beret in Joint Base Andrews because I had a DUI." And when she said that, it hit me because I remember that day. And that was a tough day because it was like, I think maybe JBA, we had so many problems with people breaking the law. And then my commander was like, start taking their beret. And I was a gung ho senior at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm all for it, man. Forget these people. They shouldn't be wearing a beret. And she got a DWI. And it was a bad time. So yeah, I took her beret. And I remember she was in tears that day. And when she told me that, I felt so low. But she's like, don't feel bad. She's like, I think it's good that you did it. I'm glad you did it. I deserved it, blah, blah, blah. And maybe she was doing that to make me feel better.
Right.
But look at she's a tech. She's still in. She's thriving. That just goes to show you, at the time it's tough, but you can turn it around. But when I think about that, that's probably one of the darkest things I remember about my time as like an ops superintendent was that.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up in the next 10 minutes. My CPU running high. But let's wrap this up and then we might have to go to part 2 for this. But let me finish this. That proves my point. Instead of leadership taking my idea of Panama 8s and seeing our schedule could be better, they're hey Devon, if it's out their idea, it's not a good idea. That's back office versus flight. Flight can come up because they're like, I do the schedule. I know what work out better. No, we'll ask the senior who did that schedule 45 years ago what they think about it. Panama 8s are undefeated. Best morale. I mean, if you get mad after a Panama 8, I don't know what's wrong with you. Something is really wrong with you. I'm maintenance and I'm like, damn, they experience sounds familiar. Yep, Charles. Yep. We are just like y'all. Yep. I tell you, security forces to me, and I say this all the time, we're like janitors. When shit is going right, nobody cares about us. Nobody, but when shit is wrong, they're like, where the cops at? Where the cops at?
I agree, but I don't like that analogy. That's a terrible
That's what
analogy.
It is. If you go into a bathroom and it smells great, it looks fabulous, you're not, man, shout out to the janitor for keeping this clean. You're just like, man, the bathroom looks really nice. But if that bathroom looks like you're like, where's the janitor at? How come the janitor ain't doing his job? Y'all can't hire nobody? How come ain't nobody here cleaning up? That's exactly what it's like being a cop. All right, Scott Roy. That's because we live in the ish feeling. If you pile enough ish on something, eventually it grows. We grow leader. Ooh, great point, Scott.
That is a good point.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, he did. They got at me when I looked tired. Damn. All right, yeah, we're gonna have to cut this off. Dale, this is gonna be long. All right, we're gonna have to cut this and then come back and do part 2 because I don't want this just to cut off on y'all. Does that sound fair?
That's what you want to do. You the engineer.
Yeah, we're gonna have to because I don't want this to cut out on y'all. So I guess it's really gonna have to. All right, so I admit we're gonna have to do a part 2. It looks like on this because we got some technical difficulties about to happen. So I'm trying to get in front of them because I don't want this to happen. Sorry, Dale, I didn't get to your comment. Devon, always appreciate you being on here. I'm sure Philly's going to look after your records today at some point during the playoffs and everything. Quick playoff prediction. We only have 2 games, so it should be quick.
Rams and Patriots.
All right, I got Seahawks and Patriots. I know they say Darnold, as long as he doesn't see ghost, he'll be fine. Hand the ball off. Stafford, I see him throwing for above 400 yards. They're just going to let him throw the ball. They're just going to let him throw the ball. I don't see McVay being a game manager of this game. I see him trying to take over. I do admit you have more room for people to get in trouble, though. Yeah, that's true. All right. West Lawrence says Patriots and Rams. So a lot of Patriots and Rams. Wasn't that a Super Bowl? Oh, that was Tom Brady's first Super Bowl. Yep. First Super Bowl win. Of course, Justin Seahawks are going to win. Yeah, I have faith in them playing at home. I have faith in them. All right, this is a great topic, so I appreciate you and I forgot her name, but whatever her name
Sarah Rodolfo.
Yep.
Sarah Rodolfo.
For suggesting this topic. So maybe next episode we'll get some cops on here. We can share our stories because they're a lot similar, but a lot different at the same time. Upstart said, when you coming back on? Philly?
It's up to you, huh, man?
We'll have to come back on sometime during the week. Maybe we'll do Tuesday or Wednesday, and then definitely Sunday.
Always Sundays. Yeah. Always Sundays without hook or crook. But in the middle of the week, we're going to try to be a little bit more consistent, but do some shows in the middle of the week. But we're always on every Sunday.
Yeah, I was going to do playoffs today, but I mean, they start in an hour. There ain't enough time for my jaws to relax, pause. So won't do that. I got TMJ, man. My jaws start hurting. I talk too much.
Okay. Yep. Well, we appreciate y'all listening to us, man. Thanks for all the comments, funny comments and stuff. We'll do a part 2 on the next show. We'll more likely do it next Sunday. So tune in next Sunday for part 2 of why folks don't want to be a defender. And as always, share your comments during the show. And then in the middle of the week, just be on the lookout for when we come on in the middle of the week. More likely maybe Monday, Tuesday, or something like that. We appreciate y'all. If you're not subscribed to us, and you like what you heard today, like what you saw, please go over to YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to us. You can catch all our other shows. We have plenty of shows on there to keep your interest and to keep you entertained.